BagFuel, baby.
It's gonna be high-level dialogue about hip-hop.
Why not?
It's been about, what, 2.5 years since we sat in front of these types of cameras and just gave our opinions and shook up the world. Yeah, of course. Oh, shit, I didn't even mean it that
way. Real spill, before we do anything.
My bad.
It's good to see y'all.
Likewise, man.
Like, don't get it fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
circumstances be whatever they are.
That's life.
It's always good to see y'all when I get a chance to see y'all.
Man, see, people don't know how long we go back, man. When I met you, you were a rapper.
And you were rocking with 50.
That was before that, bro.
Before 50?
Nigga at the college, bro.
Oh, say less.
When I had all the porno chicks coming through.
Yeah, one of them brought me through. What a time.
You want to talk about that? Because people don't know your history in that world.
Yeah, it's history for a reason. History for
that makes sense, because I cleared up that history too, man. How you feeling about the landscape of hip hop, bro?
It's shaky, but I think there's a turn about to be made.
What you mean, a turn?
I think we've been talking about lyricism coming back, lyrics coming back, blah, blah, blah. We've been saying that for a long time, but...
At least 15 years.
Right. But this is one of the first times we've seen lyrics put numbers on the board with Kendrick doing what he did as far as Drake is concerned. And he did that with pure bars.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't my car's better than yours, I got more money than you, my team is full of shooters. It was all
come on, Mecc.
Clever
Come
shit.
on, Mecc. It took mad controversy, Mecc. It ain't just the rapping and the bars.
But what carried the controversy?
It was supreme controversy.
What carried the controversy?
The controversy carried the
He's
rap.
awake now.
Yo, he is definitely awake.
Now. He's up now.
You pissed him off.
He's awake now.
The controversy carried the rap.
I don't know if y'all saw that. 2 seconds ago, my man was like this. Class clown just got in trouble. Now all of a sudden, Drake Kendrick talk. He's wide awake.
When the cameras come on, I'm up. Like I'm resting.
Nah. You turned the diesel fuel on.
Come on. No cap. We're all sitting here.
So as I moderate this, because you know I like to moderate. Esso saying the controversy is what drove the lyricism, but you're saying the content of the lyricism excelled the controversy.
Drake and Kendrick were both lyrical before anything controversial happened.
Okay.
Right? Kendrick didn't pick up those Pulitzer Prizes because he was dragging people. He did that off the strength of his pen.
Yeah.
So let's not act like he turned a different gear when it came time to beefing with somebody. He's been doing this his whole run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he turned up a different gear.
I'm not saying you're saying that.
I'm saying the attention because of the controversy.
And look what he did with it.
Is why, but lyricism ain't back because one nigga did that.
It's not.
Who else is a lyricist?
It's not just one. Well, wait a minute.
Who else is a lyricist?
We got plenty of them.
Selling records that matter?
And that's...
The selling records that matter?
You just completely...
moving the needle?
Thank you so much for proving my point, because that's exactly what I was saying.
Because ain't nobody moving the needle.
Of his lyricism, and now we're here. Thank you so much.
Ain't nobody moving the needle.
He moved the needle.
Yo, even if they're not saying it's one nigga, it's Kendrick. That's it.
But it always starts with
number 4, none to come.
It's over. I'm not gonna tell you what the future is.
Who's coming?
Because I see a nice little groundswell of
the next nigga that's up. Who?
Yeah,
Name
them. Toby then Wigway is one.
All right.
Putting numbers on the board quietly, but selling out every place he goes. And that man is barred up stupid.
Bang.
Marcus Clay, numbers on the board, barred up stupid. Simba.
What are we considering numbers? Because everybody's numbers is different. What you might consider numbers, I could consider. Can I get one of those, please?
No, talk to me now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, it's like we never
left here disagreeing with me. Fuck out of here.
I got Queens niggas.
What's numbers though? And what's selling out? Are they selling out venues that are 500 people? Yo, are they selling out SOB's venue? Or are they selling out, what's that, King,
Gramercy Theater?
In Brooklyn, yeah.
King's Theater is rugged. That's almost
which is 3,200 people. What venues are they selling out that's giving them this much motion?
Well, if they sell out anything over 1,000 for me, it speaks to what's happening.
Okay, so they're doing over 1,000 with all the things.
Oh, I just watched Toby sell out Warsaw in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And did it easily. Like, and I watch AJ McQueen sell out spot in Brooklyn.
He's doing his thing, yo.
The fact that these people are doing anything, you know what I'm saying? The movement don't start all in one day. It never starts right off the rip, all of a sudden, boom, we back. Nah, what happens is, slowly but surely, the next generation starts setting a new trend. And that's what I'm looking for.
But Mecca, if you're gonna bring back lyricism the way we know it, we've evolved as an audience, and you need flair, you need charisma, you need personality. The day of just being able to rap, think about how Kendrick did at the Super Bowl. We were waiting for it. And he kept teasing it.
Why? Because it's controversy.
I understand. That is true.
But he wanted to see, was he really going to say it?
Beef always gives controversy. Beef always is controversial.
I know that.
Think about it. Niggas going to click on this because of controversy.
That's a fact.
Let's keep it real.
That's a factory setting.
But controversy is part of the entertainment. And that's the part that people are having the connectivity from. Like, there needs to be an entertainment factor. You got to be polarizing. If they don't love you or hate you, one of those two, you ain't moving no needle.
Which I'm also happy about. Because now it's not just about, you do have to be entertaining. And that's
yes.
This is a discussion me and him been having for
since
years.
2008, bro.
I've been saying it takes more than just being nice. Nice is cool on paper. Nice is cool in the studio. For a public audience, for a stage, you have to be entertaining. You got to have some kind of charisma with you. Everything he just said. You got to have something with you that makes
something. And your song has to be sonically pleasing.
Speak on, because people don't understand that.
Because people just think because you can rap. See, y'all lyricists, he can rap, he's hot. No, you're not hot. See, this is different. You have to make sonically pleasing. Even if you're doing a freestyle, it has to be sonically pleasing. It can't just be like, he's barred up. Because niggas be saying barred up, shit be choppy, shit don't be making sense, shit don't be rapping, shit be too out, it be over there. You gotta really go back and think about, no, nigga, that's not sonically pleasing. Niggas who can bar it up and be sonically pleasing, those are the people that are artists. Everybody that raps, because you can throw some bars together does not make you an artiste. That just make you a nigga that can rap. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
A nigga who can rap is an artist.
Never. Never.
Mecca, you
never.
And you're a rapper.
Am I getting jumped in here?
No.
Am I getting jumped in that? Okay.
But you know better.
So let me finish. Let me land this plane. Let me land this plane. Take it easy. Take it easy.
He landing at LaGuardia, right?
I feel like I got shot just now. Any nigga that can rap is an artist. I just got shot just now.
Okay.
That's like saying any nigga that shoots his gun is a gangster.
Yeah, he's a gangster. He ain't a beat. That nigga's the producer. Put him over there with Timberland.
And nigga, people don't know you can rap.
I'm still waiting. Whenever y'all ready.
Let him talk.
Whatever.
He gonna land at JFK.
Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Three Stooges got it off? Y'all got that shit off? All right, cool. Bro, there are levels. If I draw, that's a painting. If Basquiat does something, that's a painting. But there are levels, right? Artist is the act of creating art. And that plain, simple definition, anybody who does it is an artist. Now, what kind of artist are you? What level of artist are you? Are you a commercially viable artist? Are you an artistically pleasing artist? How about an entertaining artist?
Good.
Good.
See, you skipping a whole shit.
Because good is relative.
Right.
Good at what?
Yo, just because you right.
Good at what?
Yo, just because you right.
Good at what?
Just because you right. Good at your art. That's what it is.
But that doesn't have anything to do with selling records.
Just because you right.
That doesn't have anything to do with selling records.
I'm gonna take the selling records out. Boom.
Okay, so now that's gone. Okay. Because 2 seconds ago it was commercially pleasing. Now that's gone.
I'm gonna scrape it down. I still agree with that, but I'm gonna scrape it all the way down since you making
No.
Since you making me, because I was trying to let you get away with some of the shit, right?
No, you weren't.
You weren't. Yes,
the second I said, Kendrick, you woke up. You ain't trying to get away with shit.
The nigga the nigga who sits down and writes doo-doo ass raps is not a fucking artist.
No, he's just a trash artist.
No fucking way.
He's just a trash artist.
Nigga.
He's just
That's
a bad artist.
No, you're not. Come on,
He's just a bad artist. He's just a bad artist.
No, you're not.
He's just a bad artist.
No, you're not. You're trying. You have to. It got to be some rules to accomplish something.
So what's the rule? Okay.
It got to be
what's
rules.
The rule?
It got to be. It can't. Like, listen, I'm not gonna make all the rules, but the rule can't just be because I'm doing it.
Tell me one.
I'm doing it.
Tell me one.
A nigga that sits in front of this camera for 2 times for even 3 weeks, you're not a potter. You just sit here and you're trying to do your thing on camera.
Potter.
No,
He's a
Mecca.
bad potter.
No, Mecca. No
He's
way.
a bad potter.
No, Mecca.
He's a bad rapper. He's a bad producer. He's a bad break. What's the chick's name from the Olympics? She's a bad break dancer. Like you're break dancing, but you're fucking terrible.
But she made it to the Olympics.
Let me tell you how.
Which only makes the Olympics look really, really fucked up. Ray Gunn is a terrible fucking break dancer, but she's a break dancer. That's what she's doing. She's just fucking terrible at it.
Let me tell you how I think. So we'll understand.
Here we go. Now we get to the criteria.
We'll understand where I'm coming from.
Thank you,
right?
please.
We've been potting on many shows.
Yep.
Right? We done mad shit. When we got our deal and our situation, I called Clue. I said, I'm in the game now. I'm a potter.
Okay.
That's how I felt.
Okay.
Yes.
That's me. I did all of these other things and I did all this stuff. So somebody, for me, in my mind, you can't just come in front of this shit and say that you're a potter. I had to put in mad work. I had to work on mad shit. I had to go out, get the recognition from doing my work. I had to study my craft.
What were you?
And then from studying my craft, reinvent myself to market myself to then make money and then get a situation. Now, when I walk around, I can say, yo, I pod. Before I was trying, nigga.
To say this.
In my mind.
What were you before? Before the deal, what were you?
Learning. I wasn't a potter.
What were you doing?
I was a nigga in front of a camera learning a craft. I wasn't a potter.
Okay.
You had to learn to pot because listen, potting is supposedly over a certain amount of time. We weren't doing that time at first. We weren't doing that time.
Who said it's over a certain amount of time?
That's what this
the
is.
criteria of the greats.
There
That's
you
the criteria.
go.
Okay, so
Of the greats.
So now we have a criteria.
But Mecca, no,
Okay.
come back.
It has to be a
Let me make it.
criteria.
Now we have a criteria.
Hold on.
Everybody
Let me
can't
make it
just get in the
personal.
fucking
Let me
door.
make it personal.
Come on in, nigga.
Let me make it
You
personal
turn
to
the
you.
camera on.
What's stopping them?
You turn the camera on. You're a cameraman now.
And you put it on YouTube. What's stopping them?
No, let me make it personal. You are a writer on the Source magazine. So if a nigga's saying I wrote for my school paper, I'm a journalist too.
No way.
Now you get people who do 1,000 clicks on an interview. Hold on. I'm a journalist.
No,
How
you're not.
dare they think they on your level who wrote for the Source magazine had to take it to print? This is what we're talking about. Then you got people who used to be on internet radio. I'm a radio personality.
No, you're not.
You know how dumb they looked when they said what station you
I'm
on?
on air. I'm an on-air personality.
Fuck that shit. www.com XYZ
Fuck
radio.
outta here.
The fuck out of
Fuck outta
here.
here.
You're not in the game.
No, you're not. You trying. You're trying.
You're not in the game.
Exactly.
You just a nigga mopping the floor when the real players are running
There
up and
you
down the
go.
court.
There you go.
You trying to get
You
on
in
the court.
the gym. You in the gym. You in the gym watching niggas work out.
A nigga with this much credentials gonna say other niggas is doing what he
No,
do? I'm
nigga.
gonna make it personal.
You're not a journalist. You're trying to write.
What the fuck are you talking about? Your credentials is crazy.
You colors are on one.
Yo, how dare you? Nigga, you on
I guess you don't want to. I guess you don't want to hear what I would say.
No,
to that person.
we gotta let you hear.
No, we don't want to.
I want to hear it.
He probably don't.
Majority of rules. Ghost want to hear it.
Even making it personal.
Yeah, make it personal.
Even making it personal. My answer would always be the same thing. You are a writer. You are a
Interesting.
journalist, right? Now we in a race to put numbers on the board if we're competing with each other.
It's always been numbers, though, Mac.
But I'm never mad at that. But it doesn't. I would never negate what it is you're doing. You know, I'm trying to do. No, we tell everybody I'm trying. No, you're doing it. We tell everybody the same thing.
I've been guilty of that. I've said that to people.
No, you're doing it. I've told you.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah, you're right.
When you
in private convos.
One of the first times me and you actually chopped it up, and I was talking about a cover that I had, and you said, "Yo, I'm trying to get." I said, "No, you're doing it. You're doing it." It's just a matter of when the opportunity comes, will you be able to capitalize?
That's true.
Now, back to what he said, working on your craft the whole time, so when the opportunity comes,
you're knocking it out
to
the park.
sit with the BagFuel, to sit on My Expert Opinion, or to be called as a guest host on Rory and Maul, Joe Budden, whatever it is, right? Now the time comes where, okay, now I see what he's saying. Being in the game at that point makes you official tissue. And getting the deal makes you official tissue. But what I'll never do is tell you you're not that just because you haven't put in whatever.
You know why he's talking the way he's talking? We're all the same age. So to be in this game, you really had to do shit to be in this game.
I understand.
So this is a nigga that's been in it before all of us.
I understand.
But you don't have to get a deal to be a potter in my mind. That was for me.
okay.
That was for me.
Okay.
Right? If you really putting in some work, you can be a potter like for example, the need to know niggas, right? They have a whole other lane.
Salute to them.
That they fuck with, right?
Alex,
they might not be out where we at. Them niggas is potters.
Yes.
They're putting the work in. They've done shit already. Them niggas is potters. Even if they don't have a deal. Yeah, but I'm saying, but even if they did it, is what I'm saying.
They doing it.
If they didn't have a deal, I would look at them as potters. I didn't even know that they had a situation, but those niggas is putting the work in. There's people that just can't come and just do shit spotty. Like the niggas who put a freestyle out every 6 months. You're not a rapper. Rappers ain't putting out a freestyle every 6 months.
What if it's really good?
No,
and it's just a question. What if it's really
You're
good?
creative. You're creative, but you're not a rapper.
All right.
You're not a rapper because a rapper is doing certain things. And I'm not talking about a major label rapper. I'm talking about going in, putting the work in, perfecting the craft.
This is before they sign?
I'm just getting the criteria together. I'm just getting the criteria.
Writing songs, doing things. You're not just gonna come to me and say, yo, you did this freestyle. Okay, so let me see what else you got. I don't have nothing else except these 2 freestyles. Okay, you don't rap. That's it.
Okay, all right.
You don't rap. You know what I'm saying? You got talent. You're a talented motherfucker, but you don't rap.
Is he a writer?
I don't know what the fuck he is because you ain't just doing something to me once or twice and that makes you it.
So consistency.
It makes you it.
Okay.
It shows, because Joe Biden even said that. He's like, yo, I don't just jump out the window if I see a pod is hot. I want to see if you give a fuck about this game. I want to see when the shit is sinking, can you fight through? When the YouTube money ain't the same across the board, when the views ain't the same, are you going to keep going? And after I see you go through all the ups and downs, then I fucking identify you.
Look, that's Joe Budden's criteria.
Yeah. And that's a rapper too.
That ain't my criteria. So I'm just saying, whatever it is in my mind, it should be some criteria.
Just
so look, Mecc is saying there is no criteria.
No.
Once you write one poem and it's trash at 5 years old, guess what, L? You was a fucking poet.
But you're a bad poet. You're a bad poet.
So let's put a bow on this.
Bro, at the end of the day, words mean things. You're a bad poet. You're a bad writer. You're an inconsistent potter. You're an inconsistent rapper. There's words for it.
That's a perfect way to look at it.
But I don't negate anyone's criteria. One of the main reasons I think we have so much fogginess in the industry, period, is because we don't have clear criteria.
Clear criteria. Everybody has a different criteria.
Coming from a management standpoint, you dig?
Yeah.
I have to respect your criteria because you're going to look at it from a different perspective. Okay, listen. We can't make money with you doing this every 6 months, Playboy. This ain't it. Potting. My management brain clicks on because my name is Esso. I can't make anything with you if you only gonna do this once every month and a half. Bro, you're not serious. That's what I hear when he talks.
Yeah.
I come from journalism. You're rapping, you're not consistent. You're not a consistent rapper. And your raps are bad. You're a producer, sure, you made a beat. Okay, you're officially producer. What kind of producer do you want to be? Because you only made one and it's not that great. So now what happened?
So it could be a Fruity Loops producer.
You're behind the camera. You recorded your man doing X, Y, and Z. Okay, I guess you're a director now. What kind of director? Because you made one video and it's not that great. So what we doing? I get that. I respect that because I've been dealing with managers my whole life and they're not wrong. They're not wrong.
Because
but
me, I'm
words
saying,
mean things.
because me, I'm saying you took a stab at directing. That's how I was saying. You tried directing. You're not a director. You tried to direct. But you're not good, so you're not a director.
Now here's the good part. Here's what I love about it, right? Esso been the same dude since I known him. You've been the same dude since I know you. Esso pointed the management finger at himself.
Yeah.
He used that exact same criteria that he uses to judge everybody else on himself.
Yeah.
When the finger came back this way, Esso went, nope.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. We got a situation. Got it. Now it's this. Before it was Now, oh shit, wait a minute, oh shit.
I'm getting close. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So how you had to put a bow on it, as my man was about to say. There's no way I can't respect it. We just needed the clarity.
Yeah,
I just wanted
No, of course,
and
we got there.
you using the management criteria for everything. Look where it got you. So I'm gonna tell you to do it different. That's why I'm trying to. That's why I'm just talking to you to understand.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
And now we here, which is what we always used to do. Which is how we always used to get it.
But that which I know now, which I didn't know then, that was what makes it dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That people look at it through
Different
lenses. Because when I talk to my man L, that's the one thing that me and him used to butt heads about certain things, and he just said, yo, you look at things a totally different way. And that's why people not gonna get where you coming from. Like with me and him, he chose the moniker of, fuck it, I'm just gonna do what he say. Because I might not understand and see it. Because he hasn't seen it and it's come to fruition over and over again. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna just do what he say, and then he'll look at something totally different. I'll be like, damn, I didn't even look at it that way. So that made me learn, even at this late life, that perspectives of different people is totally different. That's why you're saying that it wouldn't make you wrong, because your perspective might work for you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't work for me.
Piss off a bunch of other people. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, like, well, you're really bad at this, bro. Yo, fuck you. All right, well, cool. All right, well,
Who's the last politician everybody loved? Kenny
Obama?
Clinton.
Oh, Clinton.
Clinton, yeah.
Clinton. He was the first black president.
Played sax, smoked weed, was fucking chicks. Hey,
getting topped off in the office.
Yeah,
bruh.
He's black.
Yeah.
Right under the table, boo. He's black. Definitely.
I saw something on the internet. So I forgot the gentleman who put it up. I think he's of a notable standard. He said, at Ja Rule's peak, Nelly was bigger than him when Nelly was booming in his peak. And people were like, really? And I had to sit back and think, because Nelly went diamond.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I was at Murder Inc. when Nelly dropped, right? Me and Irv Gotti didn't get along, but I tell people he was still a musical genius. He's one of the few people that mastered the whole music business, not just the making the records, the business side, the radio side, the publishing side. He could connect the dots to niggas everywhere, DJs,
the streets, the corporate.
He comes in the office this day, I'm getting chills, he says, yo, we got a problem. he said, yo, because I'm gonna tell y'all the story. I'm gonna tell y'all the story.
This is a crazy story, man.
Nelly did 100,000 his first week. Back then, that was trash. This is what people don't know. You had to come with a number. If you wasn't coming with 300, 400, 500,000, they wasn't taking you seriously. Rule came with like 230 something, some wild shit that they thought that was something. Nelly did 100,000. 10 weeks straight. By the time the shit came 4,000, and I'm gonna tell you some shit that niggas never said, niggas was looking at Nelly like he was the down south Ja Rule. People forget. Ja had his shirt off. Ja had his shirt off.
The jersey.
Ja had his jersey. Ja had the hat to the back. Niggas was wearing Air Force Ones. Niggas was tight at first, nigga. But when Nelly came out and became a force, niggas got quiet. Niggas got quiet because he had the mass appeal, and niggas learned that being from a whole other market was a big deal.
When
See, everybody was coming out of New York. See, we didn't realize that New York, New Jersey, Philly, it was crowded. Once you go down to St. Louis, it's nothing down there, bro.
But you. Just you.
And you in the Midwest, you down there in Kentucky, Naptown.
The whole run.
Nigga,
Nashville.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Detroit, didn't have nothing back then.
Tech Nine been making
history.
Putting numbers on the board, just running around the middle of America.
How much he clears a year? Like 5 million?
Have you ever been to his warehouse? It's not normal. Like the warehouse that he has to print his merch, it's not.
And the land is so cheap out there too.
It's not normal, bro. Whatever kind of car you thinking about, it's on that lot. And it's probably his. I saw, there was a gallery strictly made of people who got tattoos with his shit.
Wow.
And it was like, and it wasn't small. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, it was like, fuck, go to the other row. Angelic, all tattoos of his, just that section you talking about. That's why when Nelly started going crazy, I wasn't surprised.
That people don't even keep.
I didn't see it coming, but I wasn't surprised.
But when he did that shit, and like people took that shit, and then after that, once he put his shirt on, and the second single came out,
that second single,
EI, what was popping?
That right there
after
took him somewhere else.
Like, it was a whole nother stratosphere.
He put a couple of lyrics in it. I'm not kidding. He had some bars in there. Went from Iceberg to Fat Farm Slim in
not
one
a lyrical
shower.
rapper.
He's not. But
he's a commercial rapper. He made aesthetically
and that's back to your
pleasing music.
Back to your
He understood the assignment.
You liked his music. Nobody was like, I'm not fucking with Nelly shit. Hot in here and all that and everything. He had it rocking. But Rule had it rocking too.
But when they're both like rocking, because there's a
I think because Nelly wound up being bigger.
Yeah, Nelly went diamond.
Pause no, I'm talking about not at that moment, just overall. Because although Nelly went diamond, Rue got stronger because his records started selling more. He came out with 336, and he was writing records. He was on J-Lo's biggest record. He was on Mary's biggest record. So his shit was
Bobby Brown.
His shit was everywhere too, differently than Nelly's was. But as time went on, the 50 Cent thing hurt Rule really bad. Here's what people don't understand. It hurt him really bad. Nelly didn't have that.
At all. Challenge.
Nelly didn't have that. That 50 Cent and 50 Cent becoming so big in the streets, that hurt everything.
People were ready to see Rule lose.
That's true.
People were ready to.
That's very the timing.
Why do I say that?
Yeah. Why?
I
thought everybody liked him at the time. I thought everybody didn't like Irv Gotti, but they liked Rule.
Everybody likes anybody, but when you win too long, the natural thing is people are ready to see. Floyd Mayweather doesn't sell out fights because people think he's gonna win. He sells out fights because people are showing up to see him lose because they believe this is the guy who's gonna beat the guy that nobody beats. And what was Rule doing at the time you talking about on radio?
Crushing the radio.
He was crushing.
Like 106 in Park every day.
Bro.
1, 2, or 3.
There was some stupid stat that came out that said something like 60% of everything that's played on the radio
is Murder
Inc. or Murder Inc. Touch. Like either produced by Irv or written by
It was
these niggas would at that time.
Fast and Furious.
He had a couple of movies.
Before Vin Diesel was a star, he walked in the office and he was chilling with us. The original Fast and Furious movie was going to be called Red Line. Nigga. Nigga.
I
know about nigga. I was there. He's right there, nigga.
What was the other? He did movies with Steven Seagal. Like he was getting this shit off. He was becoming that dude.
He was getting this shit off, and that 50 Cent shit tore that whole
because
dynasty.
People were ready to see him lose. Unfortunately.
On top of that too,
you don't think 50 Cent just got so fucking hot?
No, what happened?
Yes,
but you gotta understand, there was no gutter shit happening.
He didn't have an enemy when he was getting hot. He focused on Rule and made Rule
I feel like 50
his target.
was always the enemy. He just wasn't big enough yet. Pause.
No, 50 shot at everybody. How to Rob was a shot at everybody.
But after that murder, I don't believe you. Everything was him.
Those all aimed at Rule.
All those things was him. When 50 got with M, that force, that abominable force of 50 Cent, Eminem, and Dr. Dre was that's the only thing that could have brought them down.
Yeah.
Yo, on the East Coast,
It took all of that.
On the East Coast, it was not possible.
Not
they
down
was already
south.
aligned with everybody. Everybody that they was aligned with, Rough Riders. They was aligned with Rockefeller. Even if they weren't getting along, they wasn't going against them. That abominable force in the West Coast was unforeseen.
Three-headed monster.
That's the only thing. When niggas find, word to my mother, I wasn't at Murder Inc. no more. I got booted out because of 50 by that time, right? When I saw 50 sign with motherfucking, niggas called me, shout out to my man BBB, Daryl Jackson. He said, it's up. And I was like, what's up? He said, 50 signed with Eminem. I was like, how he's like in Wanksters about to be coming out on songs. I was like, yo, bro, 50 signed with Eminem. I'm getting chills on my arm right now. I was like, that was the most unbelievable thing.
That was a moment in time.
That niggas could even, you couldn't
Nobody
tell
saw
me
it
he signed
coming.
with him. I didn't believe it until I saw the 50 Cent trucks in a Hummer and Wankster, and I was like, niggas is in trouble. I said, because anything that Dr. Dre has touched, I said, if Eminem is taking these other rappers and these D12s and he's fucking with all of these other things and they're making these niggas big and this nigga's really rapping and this nigga's really a street nigga and this nigga really got movement in songs.
They got a story.
That's the
thing.
Has an enemy. And has an enemy. All he needed was a platform. And the platform was Eminem. You're going on tour with Eminem, everybody's gonna know you. Dr. Dre, everybody's gonna know you. You're gonna be an East Coast rapper on the West Coast. You brought Dr. Dre's original dream to life. He wanted to have an East Coast rapper and be a West Coast producer. He tried it with The Firm. It didn't come out like he wanted it to come out. I got it with 50 and the white boy. And I was like, it's crazy.
And then think about the symmetrics of it. 50 has the whole East Coast. Eminem has the whole Midwest.
That's crazy.
And then Dr.
got
Dre
the West Coast.
And then, in order to be an international superstar.
I never looked at it like that, man.
That's the way.
If you gotta be mega as an artist, you have to go to the West Coast. Now, here's the thing. Because 50 is aligned with Dre, all them other niggas that came to the West, if you didn't have Suge, he had muscle to get you touched out there. Now you got to be careful how you move. Because now people are learning what it is to move in LA. Before, how many rappers we know that have been robbed for their sneakers?
Sneakers, boy.
Minimum.
I saw niggas getting robbed at the fucking valet.
Yeah, bro.
I don't even park the valet. When you go to LA,
no valet.
Don't park the valet. It's a trap.
Think about that. But
park your car and walk.
But yeah.
Yo, it seems crazy, but those niggas.
I'm only laughing
because when they see you leave, I just gotta cut in. When they see you leave, got them. Once they see you leave, they can take their time, surround you, get the drop on you.
Make the phone call.
The valet niggas with them. The valets, they cousin.
He's getting the piece.
The valets, they cousin.
He's getting the piece. He made the first call.
So you got, he's here with the Maserati, so they knew when you pulled up. He's
what
here.
Color the car?
They know he's here. The red Maserati.
They know who your girl is.
2 bitches. Hey, there you go. So listen.
Hold on, Mecc is here. Make up a name. He said Mecc is here with the Maserati.
You famous, you a rapper. You be rolling with
That's
the
true. You are famous.
You be rolling with the rappers.
Negro.
You be rolling with the rappers.
I take an Uber.
You be rolling with the rappers.
No,
I'm just saying,
Uber.
Park and walk. But go ahead.
Ghost posted something on his Instagram, and I felt when he said this. He's like, the youth no longer cares about podcasting. They're more focused on streaming. And I've been noticing the divide. People that are not now really busting through YouTube, no pun intended, and are podcasters are looked at as how the older generation used to look at people on Hot 97, Power 105, and then they would look down upon YouTubers. But now I'm seeing that. The younger generation are looking at YouTube niggas as the older niggas that's on mainstream shit. Do you think it's gonna be an issue real soon?
No. We've had ageism, we've had division. The youth play in certain places, grown folk play in other places. But I've never known a generation that didn't want to be grown.
I've done this long enough, and you was around to see when people would laugh if you got posted on Two Dope Boys and Not Right.
I remember.
There's like, that don't count.
You're an internet rapper.
Yeah. Then people kept
See, he laughing because he remember you was
people
an internet
kept
rapper.
downplaying it, right? I'm looking now, streaming might be what YouTube is currently right now. And I'm like, yo, are niggas going to get phased out that fast? And I'm like, yeah, because think about it. A lot of older dudes are streaming. We're streaming.
Yeah, but
it's only older people doing this type of content.
Exactly.
My thing is, there are older people in the world.
Of course.
Older people go to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Older people have money to spend. Older people have jobs. They have disposable income.
Mm-hmm.
Older people come out to shows and spend money.
And they're important too. Older people are important too.
I don't know what I always get. What the youth always gets me fucked up with is when they start talking that old head shit. I always have to remind them, like, who do you think is in charge of everything you like?
No, but what you're missing is. It's not.
Tell me what I'm missing.
You have a slower way of doing it, and they know the faster way.
Bro, that's not.
And that's why they say, "Yo, you are old head because I can get this done right now." And y'all are taking too.
But why?
That's not what confused.
I'm telling you.
No, I get that.
Right now, that's how it is.
I completely understand that.
But does that mean that they're right?
Right.
No.
And it doesn't make anything any less legit. Like, bro, you can go fast as fuck the wrong way or in one spot.
I could equate it to like records and Serato. When Serato came out, all the niggas, yo, you need to dig in the crates and all. They got mad at that shit. But what's better? What's easier?
But everybody adjusted to Serato.
And now
that's where I'm getting to the point.
Everybody adjusted to Serato.
And now
it's YouTube the crates now.
Wait. And now, fast forward since the inception of Serato, now you have people spending $90 on a piece of vinyl. And you have all these places selling record players again. And vinyl is now a specialty.
What's up, S?
And can I just make an analogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is always going to change. It's how you reinvent yourself or how good you are with that craft, right? Which will determine if you're going to keep making money. Even though people was rocking a Serato, right? Large Professor still was getting very expensive gigs rocking the record.
And it's a movie when he's on the vinyl. I agree with that.
So it creates a different type of nostalgia. Right now is the lane is clearing out. I don't think that the lane is clearing out because of what the kids are saying. The lane is clearing out because people don't have the stamina. People are losing their cameramen. Things are changing around them. Potters are not businessmen.
It's not popular. It's not as popular as it was.
But I'm glad. But see, I'm glad for me when it was as popular as it was. It watered everything down. It took away from what we're doing right now. So yeah, for me, it's the difficulty. Right? It's not the fact
you
that we
enjoy the difficulty.
Wait, talking about but no.
It shakes out.
It's not difficult. It's not difficult for me.
Yes.
Because I have ghosts.
Yes.
We have locations. Y'all are experienced, right? But streaming is easy. It's not about being fat. It's easy.
It is. It requires nothing.
Me and you, when Ghost comes to put the camera on my computer, I turn the light on. I'm fucking streaming.
You're streaming.
Yeah.
It's
But
easy.
are you a streamer?
No. You gotta be good. Because listen, we stream, but we're not streamers.
Yeah, we just, our clout makes our stream enjoyable.
But we're not streamers because
we're learning the art form.
We don't do nothing that the streamers do, but we're learning. Even though we're streaming, you know what Ghost says? I have to come and teach y'all.
Yep.
And that's real.
That's real.
As you should.
But we're up there streaming.
The base is good enough. Because you didn't doing more than.
Yeah, but then you got people who are beyond the base because, like I always say, hold on, respect your audience. So you know what they're saying in our stream? Put the light over here.
Yeah,
it's too dark.
Right,
Yo, y'all sound kind of hallway.
Yeah.
And those little things.
Plug the mic up. Can you plug the mic up?
Yep.
Y'all can use this type of thing. And it's
They're saying it in the stream.
Good
looking.
Ghost is
Good
coming.
looking.
Yeah, we
Good
do.
looking.
I like that.
Take the notes. Yeah, take the notes.
Definitely.
Good looking.
But I'm saying that's why we're not streamers.
That's why. What else is on your mind, Mecc?
Everything. I mean,
Come on,
listen.
We got time before
the audience is where the audience is.
Of course.
I ain't left the streaming thing yet. Like, take your stuff, put it on stream. I don't think location such and such is what makes the show. I think
No.
that makes the show. He makes the show.
But sometimes
This makes the show.
But sometimes though, there are certain locations that become landmarks.
No, facts.
And because it's a collision of everything happening. The way the camera's positioned, the lighting, the people, the way they're dressed, the way they're sitting, what they're talking about, it all encapsulates. And then if you just start tinkering with that and they don't look the same and they don't feel the same, then it can throw people off, you know?
You know how I knew Mechanism Monday was getting people's attention? They started talking about the shit around me.
Gotcha.
Are those skateboard decks in the back? Yo, you ride skateboard? Like people, yo, that advice is crazy. By the way, you ride skateboards? I see a bunch of decks, but yo, that shit is, where'd you get? Okay. So now I can't change it. The one time I do it, like I'm in a hotel, I'm on location, and I do a Mechanism Monday with no skateboards behind me. Yo, where you at? What happened? Where's the skateboard?
But you know how you offset that? And this is corny. Those times when you do those off locations, that's when you gotta talk about this shit that's going super crazy. Now that of course involves timing because not everything gonna work, but then they're gonna be like, what does Mecca have to say about this rapper today? I don't care that he's by a poolside. I wanna hear it. You dig what I'm saying? But if it's something standard, of course people get, aesthetics matter. It just matters.
You said earlier you gotta know your audience.
Respect it too.
And respect your audience. Respectfully, I think I know what the audience that fucks with me wants to hear.
That's fair.
And what they want to do. Now, whether that audience is on a streaming platform, on YouTube, on a live segment, like whatever it is.
That's what you gotta find out.
Right. Right.
That's a tough thing to figure out.
There's also nothing stopping me from being in all three places.
Mm-hmm. Why you find out?
Yeah, there's nothing stopping me from saying, okay, y'all like this over here? Not so much? Okay, I got you. Y'all fuck with me over here? Oh, you fuck with me over here. Cool.
I'm gonna still put my shit up here, but I'm gonna flood the block.
But this is where this block is popping. So I'm gonna flood this block.
So what's next for you now? What do you turn into now? Are you doing another show? You doing your own show?
I see you got your YouTube channel up.
Yeah, I had to. I was getting beat in the head about not having a YouTube. I had the YouTube channel, but I was just dumping shit there. I ain't thinking.
Curating it.
I didn't.
That's understandable. I mean, you have a lot going on, and sometimes
That's not an excuse. I was wrong. That's not an excuse. I was dead wrong.
What made you realize you were dead wrong?
Because
there had to be a moment, or multiple moments.
Multiple moments.
Got it.
Multiple moments. I had too many people that I respect coming up to me on some with the Esso voice. The fuck is you doing? What are we talking about? Mm-hmm. Whole Esso voice in my
Esso voice.
That's it. Yeah. That is your voice. He be acting like he don't. He really don't be knowing.
Do you hear you when you do that?
Alex Thomas, the comedian, is like, do you wake up and talk like this? Is that how you talk before you have your coffee?
What's up, bitch?
But
I was
people were asking you what
I got tired of being cursed out about not being in places where people were looking for me. You looking for me.
Availability is key. I tell everybody that.
He's not wrong.
Availability. People who laugh. I told Hynaken, I said our key is gonna be being available before anybody knew about us. If you need us to come and film, when someone would call us last minute, I'm there. I was always, you need me over here.
That's a fact.
I'm there. I was always, the only time I ever miss filming ever in life is when I'm taking care of my mother. If I'm not taking care of my mother, I ain't missing no filming nowhere. I wake up like, yo, can we be doing some more filming? Like, Ghost, what's up? Like, can we do some more filming? So I know being available is key, and people don't think about it.
I got beat in the head to join this show.
Yeah,
by people I respect. Like, yo, you gonna pull up on BagFuel? I was like, yeah, well, those are my niggas. Like, that's a
you
phone
did. Niggas told me you did a whole world tour before you came to BagFuel. Niggas told me you was on this show and that show. I heard that through the grapevine on the way.
You heard it from me, nigga. Yo,
what up, grapevine?
I'm driving. First, I was like, apartment 5H. All right, cool. I understand. Then I'm texting Esso. I'm like, yo, I'm about to pull up. Busters come. We about to have fun. I see Maul's face, and I'm like,
he don't fuck with us like that, man. I told you.
I'm like,
I told you.
Mecca.
He don't fuck with us like that.
No, he's talking about
Mecca.
He's not talking about me.
I said,
he's definitely not talking about me.
Mecca running around
He's
town.
definitely not talking about me.
He ain't one of your, I'm gonna tell
There's
y'all
no
a secret.
way he's talking about
I'm gonna
me.
tell y'all a secret,
Here we
y'all.
go.
Yeah, this is
Here
fun.
We know what I'm gonna say.
Here we go.
When we knew the shit with the homeboy was breaking down and we was gonna do BagFuel, you know, we said, Mecca, come and join BagFuel with us.
That's a fact. We still got the message.
I said, you don't gotta worry about it. We gonna hold you down. Yo, we got you, Mecca. He said we said we split everything 3 ways in my life. We was concerned about Mecca driving back
It
from
was
Philly.
out of concern.
Yeah, we was
It was
coming
all
out
out of concern. It was
We
all out
driving
of
back
concern.
from Philly, and I said, yo, Mec, I said, yo, we'll split this shit 4 ways instead of 3 ways, Mecca. We got a home for you, my nigga.
And part of the concern too was that Mike Tyson situation we was trying to ease in for you.
Oh, I know what you
Yeah, and we were like, I remember we all spoke, myself, Esso, and Ghost, and we like, this is what we're gonna do, because if not, it's gonna be a weird situation.
Yeah.
And then when we left, then it was like, all right, is this guy gonna be good? Boom, this can work. It works symbiotic for us as well. And I always appreciate what you and Bigger did behind the scenes to keep shit together. A lot of people don't give y'all that credit. It was no disrespect to nobody else, but I always feel Esso don't give a fuck.
I don't even
No,
know.
no.
I don't get that.
But I always felt like there was I don't like having unfinished business. He don't give a fuck. I felt like there was I felt like we didn't get our championship.
If it was unfinished business, the business would have been finished. It was meant to be.
No, that's me. That's just me.
No,
That's why I'm making sure you
why,
don't give a fuck.
You know why it wasn't unfinished business? I'm gonna keep it all real because it wouldn't have been enjoyable for real.
Nah.
It wouldn't have been enjoyable. Everybody
Ghost
would've
feels the same way.
Everybody would have been faking and saying, this is for the culture. Fuck the culture, nigga. It's about me. Fuck that. I'm not doing nothing for a bunch of niggas I don't know. I'm gonna do this shit for me and my family, nigga. Fuck the culture.
I do
nigga.
shit for the culture all the time.
No, I know that.
Esso knows that too.
Yeah,
Like we
no,
talking.
that shit hurts his soul. That's like you walking into his house with shoes on when you say that.
Fam.
No,
bro.
I don't think you're wrong.
No, I know you don't. King, we had it. There's no disputing that we had it.
Nah.
You dig? There's no disputing that we had it.
Yeah, we know that.
When y'all broke out, I was at a
Got put out.
Yeah, we got drop kicked out. and shouts out to
one time for space.
Space broke out.
let's say this on camera.
Face broke out. We did not break out.
One of the most emotional moments.
We ended up talking about this anyway.
No, not that part. But one
ended
of
up talking
the
about it
best
anyway.
parts that Ghost don't get credit for, like when it was you, Bigger, and Ghost fighting for us to come back, and Ghost said, "Yo, he has 1 month to figure it out, and if he don't, I'm out." And we like, oh, all right. And when he came through, yo, niggas shedded a tear because we like, all right, we not by ourselves.
did.
We never told him that.
I did.
That's real nigga shit he did. That's real man shit. He's like, yo, we can make something happen. And Ghost is like, yo, I will stay if you niggas are here. And he's like, I'm going to give you a month.
I never knew that story.
I know. And Ghost is not no clout chaser. He don't give a fuck.
I couldn't be on the group chat, Ghost?
Niggas laugh.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Niggas laugh now, but bro.
This shit was
No,
rugged
at
for
the
all
time-
of us.
at the time, it was
to have a
something else.
nigga who was already A1 and doing this say, I'm willing to start all over with
Yeah,
y'all.
that's key.
Shit was different, bro.
Key.
We really started with
You know
zero
what?
subscribers, bro.
Let me keep it a stack.
Shit's
Just real
rugged,
shit.
bro.
We started with 0.
I keep it a stack. My conscience had me going in a bunch of different directions.
That's understandable.
And I learned something real late in my career. Real late. You have to remember when something doesn't belong to you to be able to let it go. I was Mecca from the source for a bunch of years.
I was Hynaken from This Is 50.
50. So you be in somebody's phone as Hynaken, this is 50. I was Mecca from the source. Like, for decades, there are people who still have me in their phone as that. Will run into me now talking about, I ain't got your math. Go to put my number in, Mecca from the source comes up. I'm still, like, for a lot of people, I'm still that. I should have learned back then. Like, at the apex of my career at the source and my apex at my career working with other
So many, yeah.
I got enough NDAs to fucking...
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
what you have to remember, and this is the gem for whoever needs it, because I needed it. You got to remember when it's not yours. You don't have any control over it. You don't have any say in it. It does not belong to you.
can I give you some grace, man?
When y'all went to go do your 1-2.
When we got kicked out and had to go do our 1-2.
Yeah, we have to say
I'm
that.
saying when we got
They
kicked.
think we fucked it up
When we
on
got
purpose.
kicked out, when we got
we
kicked
know that.
out and we had to go do our 1-2.
Even before that, Mecc, I told you to put Mechanism Monday on YouTube.
No, you absolutely did. And I put it up there. I just didn't do shit. I didn't do shit else. Ghost,
I was telling you that to create your own infrastructure.
I
want
listened to
everybody
you.
to have their
I
own
listened to
infrastructure come together like the Avengers for my.
You have to understand where I'm coming from. You had a vision that I never sat down with you to go, okay, explain to me how you see this working, right? I never doubted you. I just did what you said, but I did it mechanically. I did it like on the surface, like put shit on
just
YouTube.
put it up there, kept it moving.
Fuck it. Like
there was no.
I'll upload it, no
Yeah.
problem. I don't see shit happening, but fuck it. Like I'll just and I never stop. But I never did shit with my channel. I never did, right? I never did. And at the time, my entire thing was, okay, Bus is doing these albums. My expert opinion is where it is, and Brothers is doing BagFuel. I can come over here and be a partner completely, knowing I don't have the time and fuck this thing up and have them looking at me crazy because I can't dedicate what they'll dedicate to it. And I don't know what I can dedicate to it, which was my only hold up. You dig what I mean?
Yeah,
I was loyal to bro. I fucks with y'all. Okay, what am I gonna do?
You was in a weird situation.
And my whole thing was I can be here and do what I'm doing, but if I come over here, I gotta put in real elbow grease, and I don't know if I even got it like that. And then I got 3 dudes looking at me like, Mecc,
What are you doing?
what the fuck?
To be honest, their show never impeded on his show, ever.
No, that's also true. That's also
But Mecca,
We shoot in the daytime. You know how late he goes.
yeah, but how?
We in and out in an hour.
Yeah,
we
we
there for
just in an
hours.
hour.
It's way different situation.
No, bro, you preaching to the. I'm not.
yeah, but let me say this, right? I've had a weird situation in my career. Anytime, it looks like I always left at the right time. Every situation I got kicked out of. And it just worked for me. Whereas your situation, even think about what happened with The Source when Benzino and Eminem were going. You're like, oh, this is a powerhouse. It's gonna work. And then this and this and this.
I'm gonna drop a whole bomb on y'all. If Mecca didn't leave that day, I would have never even sat in the chair, in my expert opinion.
That's true.
People don't even realize that. I wasn't
That
even
day you had to go
supposed
do the work with Buster.
I wasn't even supposed to be there. Mecca came and he's supposed to sit in the chair and Mecca had to leave. And Mav said, yo, well, since Mecca's gone and you're here,
That's really literally how it
sit in the
happened.
chair.
How about that?
That's how it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people
about that?
like it's fate.
And you want to know the real shit? I'll add on to that. I was happy as fuck about that. When I saw the episode come out, I was like, oh, this nigga Esso, this is dope. Like this
we
is
went viral
fire.
crazy. We went viral
What
3
episode was
times.
that?
The Viagra shit, the blue check joint, because you had something with Buster you had to do that day that was like critically important. And I remember everyone was looking at you like, you gonna leave? And you like, yup.
I had to go.
You ain't even blink, flinch. And then everyone was looking around. They were like, yo, what are we gonna talk about? I said, I'll figure it out. We'll talk about this, and then this, you sit in the chair and then.
We had a system, bro. We had
But-
it was real magic in that room.
But you gotta remember too, I've known Ghost by myself privately, that's chemistry. I've known you and Matt, like, big as,
Forever.
and then I'm working with him all the time. So it's
you
like,
introduced me to him in the office of This Is 50 about over shoelaces.
About the Kool-Aid.
yeah,
About the Kool-Aid.
yeah.
Come on, how long ago was
That's
that?
when I was trying to manage him.
So, yo, Mecca,
No, we done. We wrapping up.
when we wrapping up, yeah,
Yeah,
I
BagFuel.
appreciate you, man.
BagFuel, bagfuel.com. You want consultations, hit us. One is sweatshirts. Go to bagfuel.com, get the BagFuel baby sweatshirts. Get my cookbook. You know, subscribers.
Yeah,
We
he
out.
can cook for real.
BagFuel, we out.
Yeah.
Hold on now. Mr. Mecc on YouTube.
Oh.
Mechanism Monday, every Monday. And shout out to Busta Rhymes. Dragon season coming soon.
All right, bro.